Greetings. Happy Friday. I hope your day is off to a phenomenal and fabulous start. That's right. I have some ginger and clove and lime and honey. Yeah, I have to go get some more jasmine tea. Thank you for tuning in today. Um, let's see. I guess we can do this as Everything's an Argument podcast. That's right, because guess what? I don't know if you've ever experienced, but recently, my lights were turned off, and luckily, I had this to help in the process. That's right. I tell you, it's been a battle. It's been a battle. It's been a battle. And I want to share with you about this battle with BGE. I mean, at the end of the day, um, when you offer a service to someone, you understand, you need to be able to ensure that you can get the service from point A to point B. Okay. And it's not the person who's interested in the service, it's not their job to carry that burden. You understand? It's supposed to be eliminated, which is why you offer the service. You know, you're supposed to be offering the service to accommodate, to make things simpler, to make things easy. And what I'll say is, how did I know the lights were turned off? Because when I came home, hold on one second. Yeah, when I came home, it was still daylight out, and I went upstairs and I said, "Well, I'm gonna go do some article or something like that." Then I realized my hotspot, yes, my internet 5G gateway, it wasn't giving, it wasn't giving any power. Like my Android that Google powers, it wasn't giving off any power, and that's how I knew the lights were turned off. You understand? Well, I'll just say BG&E and I, we have been fighting for since it's been a year. It's been an actual year. You understand? It's been a year. Okay. And I just tell you, this is what. Once the computer system starts with an error with a 73-day delay with sending out the notice to the customer, in the end, things it'll all come back around once the lights get turned off and the system has to regenerate itself. You understand, to power back on. So the truth came out once they, guess what, turned the lights back on. That's right. But they thought they were going to have me in the dark. And then guess when they turned the lights off? They turned the lights off at the start of the war. I mean, how can, it's just unreal. And not only that, they also turned the lights off the day after the IRS filing. How about that? The day after they accepted the filing. You know, well, this is what BGE says. Well, I'll tell you this. The bill was $1,000. Can you believe it? This is what you get in Bidenomics. The consumer, the citizen. You're paying for everything while everyone else is coming here for free and getting free housing and all of this. And I mean, in the house, you needed some electricity, right? Yeah. So who's going to pay for that? you know yeah, but I think they need to go back to pre-COVID. Before the COVID arrived, the consumer wasn't carrying the supply. And I just think it's a recovery effort because of the COVID. From COVID, I think these energy companies are in a recovery effort mode, and the recovery is hidden into some supply charge for the consumer, which we shouldn't be paying. That is some bogus, that is abuse. That's abusing the consumer. Why? Because the consumer did not say to the state, okay, when you all made this agreement, this contractual obligation, the consumer wasn't there. The consumer just knows that, guess what? We'll need a little electricity for, guess what? for our smartphones, to power these, let's see, to power these smartphones, or, if we want our 5G um, gateway hotspot, Wi-Fi. So we need electricity for that and for cooking. And then my food, can you believe it? My food spoiled. Yes, my food spoiled. And it's inflation, and food is expensive. But again, this is what you get when you're in a Bidenomics glitch administration. Well, here's what the public commission, because see, we've now exceeded the commission. We're going to go to the court of law. And anyone, I want to extend this offer, an invitation to anyone out there who is struggling with your energy bill. If BGE or Pepco or the Exelon parent company has, if you feel that you have been abused as a consumer, you know, send me a leave a comment, and we're going to get together. We're going to go definitely bring some common sense to this energy sector, because Podesta is playing pony show right along with the rest of the packs. So on November 9th, Mindy Hill filed a formal complaint with the commission against Baltimore Gas and Electric Company, requesting a billing adjustment and 1 month of free electricity service because she did not receive her initial bill for 73 days. That's right. You understand? Ms. Hill's filing also serves an appeal on October 14th. So we're past October 14th. Today is what? October 20th. So this is 6 days. Okay? This is 6 days to the year, to the Delta. How about it? Okay? October 14th decision issued by the Commission, Consumer Affairs, with respect to her previous informal dispute. So I was able to file an appeal, because the commission is right in the bed, right along with this consumer abuse. You understand? Okay. So this is what I say here. I says, okay, so says BGE contended that Ms. Hill's account balance was $222.62 and provided an extended due date of September. But this is where the issue comes, okay? In BGE's initial response, the company acknowledged that due to a clerical error, complainant's initial bill for service covered a 73-day period. A clerical error. That has really been, since this glitch, that's been a common theme and the centerpiece. A glitch or an error has been the centerpiece of all of these components, of all of these agencies. They have a glitch within them. It's an on and off. And when it's binary, when coding is only binary, so it's either on or it's off. But they wanted to turn me off. But I'm glad, thanks to Maryland Fuel Fund, I was able to get the lights turned back on. You understand? You understand? I'm so darn tired of these people. It doesn't make any sense, common sense about that. But they don't have common sense. They only have sense of confusion and chaos and contamination. That's why they love to spread it all across everywhere. You understand? But I'm thankful I'm covered in my Google bubble so that contamination does not stick around here. All right. So they says for a clerical error. That's where it started, okay? But I also told them that I didn't. I believe that the 73-day billing period was due to them stating that I needed to put the security deposits, okay? However, I've had service prior. So this is a lot to do with contracts and agreements. So if I had an existing agreement, service a security deposit, that's not federally insured, you understand? Because if it was federally insured, the security deposit, like at the banks, they wouldn't be bugging me. Okay. So They send me a letter October 16th, and this is actually the same date that DC DC government received their filing from the IRS. How convenient, right? They all work in one accord, on, off, on, off. But they thought they were going to turn me off, but guess what? They never turned me on. They never got me started. So they can't tell me when to go on and when to turn off. They don't do the show run around here. Miss Hill runs the show around here. Yeah, she does. Okay. And they know it. That's why they wanted to be such a disturbance all of the time. That's right. Okay, so now we know that the lights were turned off. However, I did pay towards the bill. I paid $275 in September. And when the bill came, the bill says $1,096 and some change. It was due October 25. But BGE and its, affiliates and its intelligence said, well, and their clerical error systems says, well, we're going to do it. We're going to turn it off right when the war starts. Okay, out there in Palestine and all that. We're going to get it in Israel and stuff in the Gaza Strip. We're going to turn the power off when that happens. So guess what? She won't be able to watch that TV screen, but if she has a charger in her car, she'll be able to watch it from her Palm Pilot, from her smartphone that's powered by Android, right? Yeah. So October 16th, BGE says, based on a recent review of your payment history for the above account, a security deposit in the amount of $236 is required. The lights are back on. I've already established service here. So are you telling me every year it's a new start to a service? I don't know. We're going to have to take this to the court of law because, again, the public commission, they don't know what they're doing. The council doesn't know what they're doing. And Miss Hill can't go and parade in these Maryland streets and act a plumb fool. Why? They'll issue Miss Hill a citation for willfully misconduct. That's what they'll do to Miss Hill. That's how they do. So we're going to take BGE to the court of law. That's right. So if you're ready for a class action suit, like I'm ready for a class action suit, because at the end of the day, the Biden administration does not give a goddamn if you can keep the lights on. Hey sis, how you doing, sis? I'm sharing with everyone, sis, about how what's done in the dark comes to the light as soon as you turn the lights on. And BGE thought, they were going to turn my lights off and I was going to be in the dark all the time. But you know me, sis, always got that backup, always got that backup. But see, it started when they wanted me to put that security deposit down, and I had already established service in Washington. And I told them that's what I think the delay in the bill was. Well, guess what? It sure came back around, and that's what it says. They want a security deposit now, and this is just unreal. It's unreal. So that energy czar that's up there in that administration, John Podesta, I tell you, Podesta got his hands full. He has his hands full. He might want to go ahead on and order him a pizza, to get through this process here, because this is something. We've been on the battle with BGE for a whole year. But again, I greatly appreciate the Maryland Fuel Fund for making sure that, guess what, I can have my lights turned back on and I can see what's going on. If I decide to turn my television on and not always watch from my Android, because, sometimes my picture on my Android, I can't really use my Android, as I want to, a seamless, like I pay the bill, I can't, sometimes it doesn't function like that. They want to operate it in the background like they've been doing, so much confusion. But again, thank you all for joining me today with Everything's an Argument, where guess what? We could agree to disagree, but BGE, you'll be seeing me along with a lot of other people in the court of law. You know what? The commission is useless. It's a lot of useless darn overseers around here. It's like you're on a damn plantation. That's how they operate these days. It's like you're in a damn plantation and you have an overseer. Well, guess what? The landlord has arrived. Lord Empress Hill is here. This isn't Lord Elton John, okay? So that's what I'm saying. Enough is enough. You know, I mean, this is ridiculous. And who has, food is expensive. Food is very expensive. So I had to go 5 days, refrigerator, my food spoiled, and all of this. And what's crazy is when you go to get the assistance for these energy things, I went to the library, right, to wait, and they never showed up. They never showed up. So it's not like, I was just going to let my lights cut off and I didn't go out to get the assistance. I did. It's just the avenues in which they have designed to, I guess, bring assistance. It's not connecting. Like all these infrastructure bills and packets and, you know, all these grand ideas they have, they really don't connect to meet with the consumer, but they always talk about consumer protection, right? It's bullshit, bullshit. Yeah, it's a lot of it. And I don't consume it. And that's why they're upset with me because I don't consume bullshit. Don't be upset with me. You understand? I have a little standard, just a little bit, a little bit, and it's okay. It's okay. You can have all the standards you want here. We're in America. This is America, the land of the free, you know but only the Freemasons think it's for them, but it's not. As long as you have that lot, as long as you have that lot of land, like in the Bible. Yeah, as long as you have that lot, you're good. Yeah. And I have my lot. Lot D. Yes, lot D. On Highway 157 out there in Louisiana. Yes. That's what they wanted. hmm and guess what? I might just have to use my land to power. I'm going to have to do an experiment and see if my land, if my well and my oil and things on my land can help power me and I can live off the grid here in Maryland. I can see if it how I can get that connection going like that. That way I don't have to worry about BGE. Why? Because I got my own. You understand? And we could be competitors eventually. How about that? You never know how things work out. You never know how things work out. But yeah, so I just wanted to come and share. This is really being unreal, in real life. When you want to stand upright, everybody doesn't want to be on their back to see if their booty hole is brown and their coochie is pink. Okay, everybody don't want to be in that. Um, it's a time and place for everything. It's a time and place for everything. But right now, we need to bring some balance. We need to bring some balance and some zen and some peace and tranquility and love. What happened to love? Love is gone. I tell you, love only won when it was time for sexual engagement with the little pupils, with the little people. How about that? How warped out the minds are. So, now that, it's a lot of devastation going on out there. They turned my lights off right before the war, but I was able to, catch in and see what's going on. And I want to send a lot of love out there right now, a lot of peace, you understand, because we need it here too in America. While we're watching, we have a war here because remember, they was doing the war on COVID. It's still, it hasn't ended. It hasn't ended. We're feeling the after effects, especially with BGE, you understand, with these energy companies. We're feeling the after effects of, all of the madness. We still haven't figured out the effects and the adverse reactions from the injections. We still haven't gathered that data. So, we have to really be mindful of all of the things that's going on and don't overwhelm yourself because you can get overwhelmed. You know, you can, because that's what they're trying to do to me. They already said something was wrong with my mind, but I have yet to find out what's wrong with my mind. It's just the fact that guess what? My mind doesn't agree with all of the sexual relations that they like. And my mind doesn't agree with all the abuse and the torture that they like. My mind doesn't agree with that. So, when your mind doesn't agree with abuse and torture and, just sexing out and, drug fest and all of that, Hey, some people might look at you a little strange, and it's okay. They might be a little strange to you too. So it's different strokes for different folks. And the last time I checked, um, you have a pursuit of happiness. Mhm. Like Will Smith. Will Smith did that movie, right? Pursuit of Happiness. Remember? Shouts out to Will Smith. Big Willie style. Yeah. But yeah, and shouts out to now the library. You guys, the library is very popular now. How about it? Ever since I had my book release at the library, it's become a very popular place. So maybe we can get back in the library and, start book clubs and things like that. Um, and that'll be a way that we can start to connect and, we never know, go from there. We need to start that human touch. We need to get back into that human touch because this device here, this device here is a mess. It is a hot ass mess. It is. It is. I mean, I'm sick of paying for the bill and I can't even really use it. It just does whatever the heck it wants to do. And in the meantime, they think I should pay for it. I'm sick of this. I'm sick of having to correct errors that I did not create. You understand? I don't like to clean up anybody else's fuck ups. You understand? So get your act together, you know, and clean up your own shit. Matter of fact, you should put those gloves on that you all were telling people wear those gloves and wear those masks and all of that. Yeah, you should put those gloves back on, put those masks back on, and clean your shit up because it's a lot of it. It's a lot of it. While you're worried about what's happening out there in Israel, you have your own problems here in America. But what I will say is what's interesting is how you all have now acknowledged and identified what a woman is. Yes, it took for the Palestine war to occur for you all to acknowledge what a woman is out here. After your goddamn Supreme Court justice, she didn't even know what a woman is because she's lost her fucking mind too up there. She's lost sight of who she is. So now you know how to identify a woman in children. Now you know. But you don't identify them in the aspect in which you identify them here in America. Okay? Because in America, they don't mean shit. But you get on the stage and you profess to the world like you give a damn about women. Since when? You have devalued the woman here in America, but you're going to put them up on a pedestal out there to justify your means of wanting to go and protect someone. Well, what happened to your protection here in America for the woman and the child? Okay, so get your act together. Since we now have, guess what, the lights back on and everything comes to the light that you thought wasn't going to come. Yeah, I've had enough of you all. Just like you all had enough of me, but it's okay. But this time, I'm not by myself. You understand? I'm going to have a lot of foot soldiers with me. A lot of them. That's what I'm trying to let you know. We're always going to be boots on the ground, ready. We stay ready, trained to go. We don't have to get ready. So get your goddamn minds right out here. I can't believe it took for this war in Israel to break out for you to identify a woman. And Talib Rashid, I can't believe you either because you were up there with Roy when Jamie invited him to talk about white supremacy. You wasn't talking about Palestine then. So guess what? That's a bunch of bullcorn that you're talking out your mouth to right now. Okay, when you all were torturing and abusing me for Google, did you give a damn about a woman then? Did you give a damn about a child then when you were trying to take minds from me? But I'm glad mine has turned 18 years old on today. And I thank God and the universe and the stars and the galaxy and everyone that I was able to do what I needed to do, fulfill my contract. You understand? This isn't an experiment. We're a model that you thought you were going to mess over, but I'd be damn if you were. Yeah. And I showed you better than I can tell you. Yeah. So get your goddamn minds right. You all might want to put those damn face masks back on, put those gloves on, and clean up all that goddamn contamination out here. I thought I already instructed Roy to do that when you all barred me, right? Well, get busy. That's what you need to do. Get busy. Because your work is cut out for you. Have a great day, everyone.